right. We're getting this party started. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name's Zeke Ali, and we do this every day, 7 days a week. Our whole play is helping you get a little bit smarter every day. You can go further faster without working hard. It's just that simple. We feel like you deserve a little bit more, especially if you're an entrepreneur, man. At the end of the day, entrepreneurs are the ones who push this whole thing forward. So we might as well make sure we celebrate each other. You hear me? Can I get a witness, somebody? Share this broadcast with somebody. Make sure you're checking in. Let's make sure we're in the building. I'm getting this thing going right now. Okay. Let's get this party started. Hey. Everybody checking in, let them know you're here. It's okay. I'm doing good. When the lights come on, we slay the beast till we eat. It's not about you. I'ma kick your ass. I'ma kick your ass. All right.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right. Good morning, Millionaire. What's up, Don Lamar? In the house. Charity up in here. What's up? What's up, Vivian? What's going down? Nah, nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. We getting this thing started. Make sure you share the broadcast. Let them know we're here. Y'all have no idea how much goes into this. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, Erica. I saw you pulled that off. Won that quick money. I'm loving it. Patricia, what's up, Patricia? All right, we getting close. Oh, man. Kais and Crystal in the building. Okay, y'all. So good morning. I hope everybody's feeling incredible. My name is Zeke Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach, a self-esteem development expert. Our whole play is helping you go further, faster with less effort. And along those lines, we do a lot of personal development around here. Sometimes it's going to be mindset. Sometimes it's going to be skill set. Sometimes it's going to be heart set. But the bottom line is we feel like if you look at it properly, the millionaire part is the target, but the minded part is the goal. You get what I mean? We're just using the fact that we're looking at our bank account balance as a scoreboard to help us quantify and measure our improvement on this planet. Yesterday, we talked about that quite a bit because we was like, our income's only limited by the amount of value we want to put in the marketplace. Therefore, we literally have no limits on our life. We therefore have no limits except our belief system. We have no limits except our philosophy, which we know begins to give us our attitude, which we know begins to give us our activity, which we know begins to give us our results, which we know begins to give us our lifestyle. So it's straight like that. And so this morning, what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of kick it in that point where we kind of vibe out with each other like, hey, you know, what can we do that kind of guarantees that we have this rich life? And one of my favorite philosophers throughout history, one of my favorite business philosophers, one of my favorite guys Shouts out to my man E1. Man, this technology acting crazy this morning, dog. Like, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. Vito, what's cracking? What's cracking? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the ultimate expression of life is not no paycheck. The ultimate expression of life is not no Mercedes, even though, I love Mercedes. The ultimate expression of life ain't $1 million. The ultimate expression of life is having an incredible life. Does that make sense, everybody? The ultimate expression of life is having, so what we got to constantly ask ourselves, and what I want you to think about this morning, and what Jim Rohn famously asked is, hey, what for me would be a good life? You can't judge this person over here because they love the fact that they got this cool apartment, they got this cool car that they use to get them from A. If that's a good life for them, then that's a good life for them. You can't be worried about them. I'm asking you, what's a good life for you? And you got to keep going over the list. You got to look at that thing as something that you're constantly editing, something that you're constantly looking to improve, because at the end of the day, this is your life, baby. Maybe you're looking at it in terms of spirituality. Maybe you're looking at it in terms of contribution. Maybe you're looking at your life in terms of economics. Maybe you're looking at your life in terms of health. Maybe it's relationships you're looking at. Maybe it's recreation and what you do for fun. When you join the Kaizen Academy, one of the first things that you do is you get this wheel of life. And we have you set up your goals for the next 90 days, even a year if you want to go hard. But we make you, even when you look at your yearly goals in all of these areas in this wheel of life, right? And there's like 10 of them that match up with the 10 slots in the beginning of your planner. If you have a millionaire minded planner, make sure you're using it properly. If you haven't gotten a training on how to use a planner, reach out to me so I can make sure I send it to you. It's right there on our website underneath Millionaire Minded Planner. But that wheel of life coincides with those slots where you write your goals. And the whole play is that if you're looking at your life as a wheel and you feel like it's a little bit bumpy, it's probably because certain of them things, imagine how a tire is. If the tire has all of these lumps in it, it's supposed to be a perfect circle, but this sliver right here is way down here, and then this sliver is out there, and then this sliver is down here. That's going to be a bumpy ride, especially as you begin to speed up. And if entrepreneurship don't make you feel like you're going faster, you're doing something wrong. So share this with somebody who's an entrepreneur, who's looking to create a more fulfilling life, because I guarantee you, these 6 joints that I'm about to give you from this cat, Jim Rohn, is going to blow your life. Here's the first one, y'all. It's going to blow your mind. Here's the first one, y'all. Productivity. Y'all know the difference between activity and productivity. The way it was taught to me is activity means you are doing things right. Productivity means you're doing the right things. You hear me? Activity is like you're working in your business. Productivity is you're working on your business. You hear me? Share this with an entrepreneur who needs to hear this. See, the big difference between activity and productivity is that with productivity, it means you're working on a project. And the definition of a project, y'all, is real simple. A project is anything where when you're done working for it, it starts working for you. Millionaires, how are you looking at your productivity? How productive are you? Because you're not going to be happy if you don't produce. The game of life is not, can you rest? Like we got pups, and it's like sometimes they be resting after a long day of relaxing. You know what I mean? I want to challenge you this morning. How productive are you every day? How much are you looking at your productivity? Yeah, we got to rest sometimes, but only long enough so we can get back to productivity. You get happy from what you got happening, right? Millionaires, I love the way Jim Rohn would put it, where he'd be like, what's the reason for the breeze? What's the reason for the seeds? What's the reason for the soil? What's the reason for the sunshine? It's to see what you can do with it. It's the miracle of life. And your whole play is to take what you got and get everything you can out of it. If you're ready for number 2, give me a share. Give me a share. Where are you, scale of 1 to 5, on your productivity? How productive do you think you've been so far this year? Scale of 1 to 10. You was waiting all this time. Oh, my man Doug in the house. What's up, baby? All last year, right? You were saying, damn, I can't wait for this pandemic to be over. Right, Arsenio? Right? And now it's over. What we doing with it, y'all? What we doing with it? Scale of 1 to 5. Where are you with your productivity so far this year? 1 is horrible, 5 is millionaire minded, right? Like, where are you at with your productivity? Here's the second one that makes a rich life. Here's the second one that makes a rich life, y'all. Good friends. Good friends. Man, where are you with consciously creating good friendships? Friendship is probably the greatest support system that we got in the whole existence of human life, y'all. So why would you deny yourself the time to develop it? You know what I mean? My man E, he always moderates with me on Clubhouse. We got this movie that we want to see on Amazon. Before I knew I was coming to the West Coast, I was like, man, I know we're gonna watch this joint together. I know that was our plan, but I'm about to be gone for a whole week. So I hit him first, and I'm like, hey, dog, I'm about to go ahead and just watch this joint because I know you ain't gonna wait a week. He was like, oh, well, nah, I don't wait it this long. I could wait. You know what I mean? I was so glad I hit him first. You know what I mean? Because now I got something to look forward to with my dog. We're gonna check this joint out. You know what I mean? We got our own movie we making this summer. You know what I mean? My point is, what are you doing to develop your friendships? What are you doing to invest in them joints? Make sure that you do little sacrifices so that your friendships stay powerful. Friends are these people that know all about your crazy ass and they still like you, right? We're getting to that age, some of us, man, where we're going to start losing people, man, losing relatives, losing parents. But some of us is even going to start losing friends. When I was a little kid, man, it was because it was so much gun violence and whatnot. But now it's like we just getting a little bit older, man, and the world is a wild place. My point is, if you want a rich life, you need that person. You need those people. You need to make intentional investments in these people that support you. You need to be supporting what supports you. Does that make sense? This creates a rich life. And it's such a tragedy if we don't pay attention to that. Scale of 1 to 5, where are you with that? Scale of 1 to 5, where are you with that? Scale of 1 to 5, how you feeling about that? How does that feel for you? Scale of 1 to 5. Here's the third one, y'all. Here's the third one that Jim Rohn said constitutes a rich life. It's your culture. It's your culture. You want a rich life, man? Why not look at your culture? My man D. George in here. Why not look at your culture? See, there's nothing more sad to me than looking at them pictures of y'all ever seen Native American pictures? Like when Trail of Tears period and all of that, when Jefferson, who they go on to put on the $20 bill and all of that, was just a genocidal maniac, and they were just murdering all these people, right? And then you look at the pictures of the Native Americans from back then, and they look so sad. And they got on these denim outfits. They don't have their headdress. They don't have their feathers. They don't have a whole vibe that make them, you can spot automatically that this is a indigenous, who knows what you want to call them. There's so many theories floating around. But my point is, it's so sad to see somebody get their culture ripped away from them, just completely misappropriated. Now, some people say that's happened to the American Negro, right? the Black American, right? Because we're this completely socially engineered creature that's now the most influential force on the planet. So it's really weird how we'll take something and create our own culture. But in the words of Malcolm X, just because you put kittens in the oven, don't make them biscuits. Millionaires, you got a lot of power in your culture that you may not be accessing. I ain't here to judge you, but all I'm here to do is explain your language, your music, your ceremonies, your traditions, your dress. This stuff gives you power. This stuff gives you power. You got to keep it alive. You got to be smart enough to get into it, man, because it's the uniqueness of all of us. It's the fact that we're different that makes us powerful when you blend us together. We focus a lot on our differences as a weakness. And so it makes us live in fear and want to be the same. Nobody wants to stick out and all of that. But a lot of your power is wrapped up in who you uniquely are. And a part of that is your culture. Millionaires, that's what's going to give you your power, your vitality, your energy. Millionaires, that's what's going to give you your influence over the world, because you're so sure of who you are. Other people are like, damn, I need a little bit of that in my life. You hear me? That's what transmits your brightness to the world. It's your uniqueness. And you have a built-in unique quality built around your culture. Here's number 4, y'all, spirituality. Spirituality. Share this with an entrepreneur who, may need a quick reminder this morning that if you want a rich life, a lot of your power comes from the fact that you're fighting for something bigger than you. After you rate yourself on how tied in you are to your culture, I want to challenge you. Yeah, what's up, Empress? Empress in the house. I want to challenge you this morning. I want you to challenge. I want to challenge you this morning. Yeah, Allie, tell them. I want to challenge you this morning to think about if you're tied into something more powerful than you. Now, I don't care what you call it, but I do know that spirituality is something that seems to be getting lost in this world of data and analytics. See, I'm not even saying religion. Because believe it or not, a lot of times religion, from my point of view, it seems to, I won't even go there. But what I will say is, like, spirit, whether you call it energy, whether you call it, that is no one can debate that. No one can debate the fact that there is a universal field that's unifying all of this stuff. There is a universal intelligence. There is a creator. There is a master plan at work. I believe that a lot of times we get caught up in the division of it all. And it's because the more divided we are, the easier we are to be conquered, right? So I'm not going to just go down a lot of because I don't want to give the spirit a way to divide us right now, right? But what I do want you to understand is that it is very important that you realize that spirituality is going to form the foundation of you having a sense of fulfillment. Even if you don't realize it, you may think that it's just this magical thing that makes you feel better when you help somebody who's doing worse. But that's spiritual. That's your spirit. See, it's one thing to feel good when you leave the gym because you're working your muscles and you feel your body growing. It's another thing to work your kindness and your generosity and your empathy so you feel your spirit growing. It's another thing to be God's love in action. You get what I'm saying? It's another thing to get out here and make a habit of performing random acts of kindness. You hear what I'm saying to you? This is how you form the foundation of a family. This is how you form the foundation of a community. Millionaires, this is how you form the foundation of a man or a woman. And what I'm saying is, if we began to study, if we began to practice, if we began to teach a little bit more, and that's why we don't just do mindset, even though, right? We don't just do skill set, even though, right? We know work is better than prayer. We also do heart set. It's very important to us to tie in this spiritual part of nature, right? Because that's what makes us different from the dogs, the cats, the birds, okay? I want to challenge you this morning. Here's number 5. Mama Shay in the house. What's up? The 5th one that I got for you this morning, right, is like, what if we began to, if we're looking to live a rich life, one thing that Jim Rohn would always talk about, right, is like, what if you got to a place where you decided it was cool to never miss nothing, right? I'm going to tell you what Netflix done did. Well, it's interesting how this works, right? So Netflix was starting to worry they was about to run out of content because people were consuming content at such a prodigious rate during this pandemic. But now what they tell you is that we're setting up for the biggest travel boom that the world has ever seen. People are so tired of being stuck in the house. But check this out. Even during the pandemic, you didn't have to be stuck in the house. Like, man, about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or so, me and my lady just went on this trail, right? And you're looking at the trees and noticing how different now you see dozens of trees just right here in front of you. But what blows your mind is how different this tree bark is from this tree bark. which is different from this one. Like these are literally all these different types of trees. We just drive by and we see no distinctions. We see no distinctions. Whenever you notice distinctions, you're increasing your intelligence. Millionaires, what if we honed ourselves to never miss a thing? But not just the things around us in nature that we can feel all this gratitude for and just feel this sense of awe for the majesty of God's creation, right? But I'm saying on top of that, what if you just decided, man, I'm not missing. I was already coming out to Vegas, like I always come out here. And then my whole play is that my whole life is set up around my youngins, right? So, I drive like this morning when I was talking about y'all don't know everything that I'm going through and whatnot. It's like you gotta drive over from the hotel, be here first thing in the morning, make sure that you hear the broadcast. Then it's time to get them up, et cetera, so forth. And keep in mind, I gotta be up at 2:30 a.m. this time. So they laughing at me, calling me old because I'm going to sleep at like, what I mean? I'm back in my hotel, whatever, 9:30. You see what I mean? 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11. But they don't understand that it is. But the reason that I came out here so last is because my son had a track meet. You know what I mean? It's like, it's exciting for me. I was like, how come I didn't have a track meet when I was his age? And it's like, oh yeah, because my parents put me in all these home schools. I was in all these African-centered schools and whatnot, and I love it. You know what I mean? It's why I know the name Denmark Vesey, and most people don't. It's how I know Marcus Garvey. It's how I know Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah. It's how I know, that they came before Columbus. You hear me? So I love all of that. But still, I missed a lot of really cool stuff. Millionaires, what if you decided that you ain't gonna miss nothing no more? Not a game, not a performance, not the movie, not the dance, right? What if you stopped missing everything, sitting in the house watching Netflix? You hear me? I tell people all the time, man, your time is your biggest asset. And how I can tell is because if you mess up in society, that's the first thing they take from you, right? Your time. Mess around and hurt somebody in society. They're going to take your time. But you know what you can still do while you're sitting in jail? You can still watch the playoffs. You know what I mean? You can still just, whatever, talk on the phone all day. What I'm saying to you is some people are in jail on their couch. Live a vital life, millionaire. That's all we saying. What if you went to everything you possibly can? What if you travel? What if you planned a trip right now with a bunch of your friends? You know what I mean? What if you go see everything, experience everything you can? What if nobody gets out alive, y'all? What if it's time to live a more vital life? What if it's time to go hard for you? But man, me and my girl about to crush it, right? Like, but what we did was we started off with this vision of the future. And then we're like, yo, okay, why do we have this goal right here? Oh, to do this. All right, now why do we want to do that? Oh, because this. Boom. Now you got power even in these little mundane activities right here, right? Now all of a sudden you see how vital this little small piece is of the big thing. You get what I mean? Live a vital life. If you live well, you're going to earn well, right? If you learn more, you're going to earn more, right? If you live well, it's going to show in your face. It's going to show in the texture of your voice. There's going to be something unique and magical about your perspective. And you're going to be consistently unique. You're going to be consistently magical with your perspective because of the fact that you're living and learning with your days. You're looking to draw power from your experiences. You're looking at the mistakes as the very material of your majesty. You get what I mean? Your ability to create this miracle in your life. What is a miracle if not just a change in consciousness? Millionaires. But when you decide to chase that change in consciousness with intention, you make yourself special. The last one I got for you, millionaires, is that you gotta and this is kind of like a bonus, but I agree with Jim Rohn when he said that you got to work on your family and your inner circle. You got to work on your family and your inner circle. Millionaires, you got to invest in them and they're going to invest in you. Inspire them and they're going to inspire you. You take care of the details with your inner circle, millionaires. These are the people that you're able to count on when all of the chips are down. You know, some of us don't realize how many people around us love us to death. And you know, I bring this up a lot, man, but you know, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and he's just had back-to-back tragedies. You know, I'm talking about pets passing, and then all of a sudden relatives, et cetera, so forth. And I was just sharing with him. It sounds so crazy, right? It sounds so crazy, and I know it sounds lame. He was like, "Nah, this don't sound lame." When I told him what I'm about to tell y'all, but energy can't be created or destroyed, right? He was like, "Nah, that ain't lame." And I'm like, "Bro, you know, I really believe that, you know, when somebody passes away, the things that you missed about them show up in other people in your life. A new person will just appear with that same quality, or the quality will become more pronounced in somebody who's currently here, right? But here's the thing. What are you doing to appreciate those qualities in the people around you while they're here? Because that's how you're going to keep getting blessed by it. You get what I'm saying? We all going to transition, but it's about taking care of the people that take care of you, man. It's all about pouring into the people that pour into you. It's all about appreciating your inner circle, because believe it or not, that's how you bring more of this to you. The reason we celebrate birthdays is because we want more life. Well, whatever you want more of, you should be celebrating. And the number one thing that helps us in this world is our relationships. It's the people around us, especially the ones that we've chosen to love and that we've chosen to allow to love us. You get what I'm saying, millionaires? I hope this was helpful to you. We about to go say our affirmations. You know, a lot of times people don't see it, man, but becoming more rich, it allows you to take more risks. You get what I mean? Becoming more rich emotionally. All of a sudden, you're more secure. You get what I mean? All of a sudden, you're more positive. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, you can invest more. It's like you're sitting there at the casino table and you got the whole row of chips. I'm giving y'all a couple seconds so y'all can call in before I end this broadcast. We about to go do our affirmations, y'all. When you have more chips on the table, you can take more risks. You're more of a risk taker now. The people who had successful careers didn't get there by playing it safe. You know what I mean? But the thing is, if you got all of these chips, you can risk a couple on going into office and pitching your new idea, because you don't feel like your whole damn self-esteem is hanging in the balance. When you feel more emotionally rich, you can take that risk and start that business, because you don't feel like your whole self-worth is hanging in the balance. Millionaires, now you're more secure, right? You hear me? You know, a lot of people don't realize why they keep money in the banks is to keep it safe. But millionaires, the thing about keeping it in the bank is that you can't invest it. It can't grow, right? It's the same thing for your emotional wealth. Only people that should be able to take your emotional wealth are the people you allow to withdraw it. And you got to take care that you're letting the right people have access. It's important. But when we say that, it's important to realize that sometimes you're being given tests to make you better at investing. You're being given experiences so that you can notice the patterns, so that you can catch the distinctions, so you can leverage the nuances. Y'all ready? Repeat after me. I am so